everyone, welcome to another modern event here with a new deck, obviously. So I was thinking about all the good cards in modern that is too little played. So I started to touch with a Delver list, and I found out that the card I always wanted to draw was young Pyromancer, because sure, a turn 1 Delver is pretty strong, but usually it just dies against every deck imaginable always, so that's pretty bad. But when you can follow it up with a young Pyromancer and like just one spell, and you have something in play that will actually clock your opponent. Yes, a 1/1 is not that great, but they take some damage from their fetches, from their duels, maybe they play a Thoughtseize, and you have some bolts, and that 1/1 closes the gap pretty fast. But then I was thinking, yeah, I do like count spells and all that, but if you're on the draw, count spells becomes much worse. And while I do like cards like Mana Leak and Spell Pierce and Spell Snares and whatever, it just felt like they're not online all the time where you need them to be. So I thought that I should try out a version featuring black for Thoughtseize mainly. Then I looked over and realized that Terminate is a fantastic card. It's just the most unconditional removal spell you can ask for. It kills everything that it's able of targeting, basically, and pretty cheap and pretty good with Snapcaster Mage. So what I aimed for when I designed this deck was a deck that is aggressive, comes out of the gate fast, but has some kind of resilience. If the first Pyromancer dies, you're just like, not like, okay, turn 4 I'm dead. So I upped the curve a bit, and I have one Barrier Skull. Well, you should play Barrier Skulls in Modern, it's pretty good. One sword, so it's, I mean, Stoneforge would have been better in this deck, but that card is not legal, so that's a problem. But Sword of Feast and Famine is like the perfect card, because you can tap out for it, equip it, bash, and then you get to untap again and have Romance open, removal, maybe play a Thoughtseize or whatever. And protection from green and black is kind of relevant, because the creatures I have problem with is like a Tarmogoyf, and the sword is pretty good there. Then I also tried out to Blightnings, because it's pretty strong to go like Thoughtseize into Guy into Blightning and just shred their hands apart. Then maybe follow it up with a Snapcaster, so it's pretty good there. 2 Electrolyses, nothing to be said about those, they're great. And I'm trying to Goblin Assault. I love this card, it's one of my absolute favorite Magic cards ever. Against some decks, it's just an open wound that allows them to bleed turn after turn after turn, and eventually they will die. The Goblins is also pretty good at carrying around swords, so that's pretty good. I like the card. A Dismember, some Terminates, young Pyromancer, Snapcasters, 4 Remands. Remand I like because you can throw a bolt, they cryptic command it, and you can remand the bolt. It's pretty good there. And you kinda need those, since the discard spells don't count for top decks, but the remands do. Lightning bolts, 2 fork bolts. Usually I ran burst lightning because it's better in the late game, but since I have upped the late game in this deck, I can afford to play fork bolts, and they're pretty good against stuff like young Pyromancer. If they tap out for Pyromancer and play a probe, Forkbolt can actually kill both at a very cheap cost, and allow us to play a young Pyromancer at the same time maybe. Some cantrips and probes. 19 lands, 2 mana lands and a Desolate Lighthouse to give us even more edge. Maybe some Bloodstained Myers when they enters Magic Online, we will see. I opt to run a fair amount of basics, probably cutting down on 2 basics and something else for Bloodstained Myers. I'm not certain about that yet, I have to try it out. So pretty fast deck, pretty resilient. Yes, we're only running 8 creatures, but we have Battle Skull and Goblin Assault to help with that, and we really only need 1 creature. So that's okay. So far it has worked pretty good. In the board we have a mix. We have another sword and another Battle Skull. The sword is great against blue-red Delver and other obviously blue-red decks. Battle Skull gives us more late game. We could have ran Keranos or something, but in this deck I think Battle Skull is better. A Slaughter Games for those tricky matchups like Scape Shift is pretty annoying. If you can Slaughter Games the Scape Shift, it's pretty good. We have Threads, Dismember, Slaughter Pact as and a Terminate as more hard removal against random threats. Tarmogoyf, Star Confidence, whatever. Combust against Twin, obviously. Twin is pretty good, so and pretty popular. And we have a lot of cards for that matchup. Negate and 2 Spell Pierces, even though I don't like the counter spells that much anymore. They're pretty good in like the aggressive mirror, where fetch dual Thoughtseize is kind of painful. And Spell Pierces and Negates helps fight through our threats, so that's pretty good. A Shattering Spree for affinity and various artifacts. We don't really need that much cards in the board for affinity. I mean, we got bolts, fork bolts, Thoughtseize for their champions, terminates. We have what we need to fight affinity, I think. And in addition to that we have a Surgical Extraction. I usually run the Surgical when I have Snapcasters in the deck, since usually you only need to hit 1 specific card. I guess Living End is not that, but it's pretty good anyway. And finally a Grim Pyromancer. I like the guy. He's good in mirror matches and weenie matchups, and we're pretty good at filling our own graveyard. The downside is of course that Snapcaster gets less food, but can't have it all. So that's the deck. I will be running it through some games here and see what we end up with. Hopefully it will continue to deliver as it has in the past. So I see you should for game 1. Alright, here for some matches with the Grixis Pyromancer deck. We won the die roll. Let's see what we can do with that. This hand is not fantastic, but I think it's good enough. We're gonna take some damage here, but that's fine. That's some pretty good cards, actually. Next time we will play Pyromancer, the turn after that, Goblin Assault. I think we will keep both. I mean, it depends on what our opponent is doing, obviously. Basic Forest. Search for Tomorrow. I see. Yeah, I'm still just gonna run out the Pyromancer here. And depending on what he does, we can also bolt, fork bolt. Do you have a Pyroclasm? No, a Tri-Builder. Okay. Yeah, I still think it's better to run out the Goblin Assault. We're not gonna attack here. I don't really want to trade. Or maybe I do actually. Yeah, I think it's fine attacking here. If you want to trade, that's fine. And if he doesn't want to trade, then we at least forced him to... Yeah, I thought so. I would assume that this is Scape Shift, and Scape Shift does not want to give away ramp if they can help it. What we need is a remand pretty fast here. Explore. Double Valakut. Jesus. Yeah, this is going fast. Snapcast Mage. So we can't play Bolt Snapcaster. We could play... No, we cannot. Yeah, so I'm just gonna play another Goblin Assault and pass. We're probably dead this turn, but it's not much that we can do about it. Yeah, alright. That was fun. Very interactive. So we have Slaughter Games, Negate, Spell Pierces is not very good. We could have another Barra Skull and a sword if we want it. We're gonna remove the Dismember at least, and one Terminate. Do we remove anything else? I like the Burn. Since we didn't saw any blue, I would assume that he is playing red-green ramp, and then a Terminate could be okay to kill a Primeval Titan. Maybe we want... Actually, we want a second sword over the Barra Skull, because we will never reach that mana. Okay. Yeah, this hand is also fine. It's not the best hand in the world, but it's okay. Start off with the Creeping Tar Pit into Pyromancer, and then we'll see. With Remand and Negate, we would at least have a fighting chance. 2 Remand. He could have removal here, and that's really bad for us, but we can't wait. Explore. Excuse me. And no third land, maybe? Oh, it takes 2. Suspends another. Okay. Fair enough. Let's peek at his hand. Valakut, 2 courses, and Anger of the Gods. Okay. Valakut, 2 courses, and Anger of the God. Well then, we might as well Fork Bolt here. Now we have Remand if we place Courser, we have Negate for the Anger. So it feels pretty good. He's running a almost foil deck. Yep. Thoughtseize. Well, that's also pretty good. I think I'll just snag the anger. Harmonize. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. So if he draws another one, he will have 7. We can't stop everything he has. So I think we will have to take the anger and let the Harmonize resolve if he draws another land. Because we only need one more turn basically. So we don't really care about the Harmonize that much. Ah, that's right. He will get to do this anyway. Ah, that's fine. So you can replay it. Reveals a primeval titan. Yeah, so he has titans at least. So if he attacks with everything, he blocks here, takes 5, goes to 4. Yeah, that's not... Yeah, we can attack with this too. That's still not enough. So his hand is Harmonize, Courser, and he will draw a Primeval Titan. This is very interesting. I cannot let the Primeval Titan resolve. I think I just pass here. It's dangerous, but I don't want to lose the Pyromancer. Yeah. So we can remand that he replace it. Yeah, I think that's just fine. If you want to play the Harmonize, that's okay. Nope. So he has a dead card on top. Now we're gonna negate that. I'm gonna play Snapcaster. Thoughtseize. And if we attack with everything, he will take 5, goes to 7. Next turn we will do the same attack plus the tar pit. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's unfortunate that I had a fetch land on top. One, two, three, 4. Terminate. So if we attack with everything, he will take 4. Yeah, that's not really enough. I don't really want him to shuffle here either. Could just electrolyze him. Very interesting. I think I'll just attack. I assume, yeah, that they will block like this. Is clever fetching around another tri-builder. Let's electrolyze that. And hopefully draw something relevant here. We did not. So, since we don't have a second red, this is getting kinda ugly. And he has 5 mountains now, so he can start using the Valakut. Lightning bolt. So I think we just slam again. Yep. We don't have that many tokens left, but we do have the Creeping Tar Pit, and if we draw a second red source, that's pretty good. Another Courser into an Anger. Okay. Yeah, but this should be enough, right? He has no cards in hand. I think we could have done this better. We were kind of flooded on red. So he runs a lot of creatures apparently. We want another Terminate. Yeah, I kinda like the swords. The forkball seems pretty bad. Do I want a better skull or not? I don't think so still. I mean, sure, the game goes long, but I'm not sure. Thoughtseize, a sword. Yeah, I guess that's fine. The sword is pretty good. And I don't think it's any reason to Thoughtseize in turn 1. I see. Yeah, so I'm gonna take damage from this next turn anyway. See, we have 3 lands, we don't need a Blood Crypt, but we could use... I guess we really don't need a bolt either, we have one. Prismatic Omen. Well, that's not good. Nothing. Interesting. So now we have tons of options. We can play the sword, we can play the Goblin Assault, or we can play Bolt Thoughtseize. I think I want to opt for the Assault and play Thoughtseize Lightning Bolt next turn. Gonna do it like this, just in case. I wonder what he could have in hand. He could have something like a Bailoth or whatever, and then I don't want to Thoughtseize it anyway. And this gives us a steady stream of creatures. So even if he has an Anger of the Gods now, it doesn't really matter. Harmonize, I see. Ooh, another sword. Now I kinda like Thoughtseizing playing one sword, and then next turn equip and play the second sword. A lot of lands, Guttural Response, Explore and Courser. I guess we take the Courser. And the sword we want in play is Sword of Feast and Famine, because it untaps our lands next turn. So he has Explore, Guttural Response and lands. So his Valakut is online. Yup. There's nothing we can do about that really. Tribuilder. Now we have a lot of creatures. Go swords. He can't even block my sworded guy. Yay! Can bolt it though. So yes, Kissing Wolf run, one more land, Guttural Response. Yeah, that's correct, I can do that. Well, it was gonna happen anyway. As long as he can't do that at instant speed over and over again, we should be fine. Or if he draws a escape shift, then we just lose. That's also an option. It's gonna go for my face. Interesting. So we still know Guttural Response and Kissing Wolf run. We have a lot of lands. Let's see. Let's equip. And equip. And attack. I'm just gonna go ahead and bolt him now to maximize my lands. No, yeah, he can gut roll response that. Or did he discard a mountain? Yeah, we're just gonna pass here and hopefully we won't die. Wolf run. Yep. Pretty close game. I wonder if he removed escape shifts and just goes man mode here. Sure, so we know what his last card is. Just gonna do it the correct way since we can. Go Goblin Assault. Boom! Yay! We beat the ramp decks. Hallelujah. So, I will see you shortly for another game, guys.